Hey guys, Trevor Swenson from Through the Darkness. My journey through PTSD and trauma and stressor related disorder. And tonight I just wanted to do a quick tip for you or technique that has really helped me and really enriched my recovery process. And that is, it's fairly straightforward. It's physical fitness, but I want to present it in a little bit different way, to add maybe a badge of honor, maybe a little bit of pride to how you go about doing it. So it has some standards that you can track and be proud of as you go through and make your body and mind more healthy. What I did, talked about it in overcoming my alcoholism, and how I overcame alcoholism is I took a headlong dive into the Navy SEAL community for multiple reasons. First and foremost, I admire that community more than you could ever know, and I give the Navy SEAL community partial credit in where I'm at today because of the mental toughness, because of the overcoming of obstacles, whether they be physical or mental, and just the overall grit and warrior mentality. And so what I did is I took a look at what the BUDS, which is the entry-level school for Navy SEALs, Basic Underwater Demolition School, SEAL School. I wanted to look at what the qualifications were to qualify, that the minimum qualifications to get in to BUDS. And I will tell you that I was at a point where at age 44, 45, I will tell you that I don't know if I could do a pull-up at that particular time. And the minimum standard is 12. And you have to be able to run a mile and a half in less than 12 minutes. You have to be able to do between 50 and 80 push-ups in 2 minutes, 50 sit-ups in 2 minutes. All basic things that you don't need to have a gym membership. You don't have to get all wild and crazy, but you are mentally chasing after something that is part of a very elite warrior type community, a warrior community with a mentality of warriors. And I wanted to be able to do that for myself. And so I did. I started running. I still remember the first night that I started running. I still remember how long the string of phlegm and puke was that was frozen off of the end of my nose, stretching towards the ground after running. I believe it was a quarter mile or so, and it was below zero because I chose to do all of this no matter what the weather conditions were outside. I was going to be doing pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, dips, all these things with my own body weight to toughen myself physically and sharpen myself mentally. So I started reading all of the basic SEAL books and stories from the Navy SEAL community and some of the things that they do to prepare themselves mentally and physically. And one of the neat things about doing those types of things is that when you're dealing with PTSD, as I've mentioned before, a lot of times, in my case for sure, I was dealing with a lot of anger, and that anger needed to go somewhere, and there was no better way to get rid of the anger in a healthy way than to pound out push-ups until I couldn't lift myself off the floor, to pound out pull-ups until I just hung there like a dead person, to pound out a 1.5 mile run until I puked and had to walk the rest of whatever it was. I knew that it was doing for me mentally something, and it was doing something for me physically as well. And so it worked for me. It may work for you as well. But when you dive into that community of elite, be elite in something in your life. no matter what it is, if you want to be an elite painter, get after it. If you want to be an elite bird watcher, get after it. I wanted to teach myself techniques and skills that I knew I would be very proud of quietly having as a warrior type mentality, and I would be proud of the accomplishments. And lo and behold, it's interesting that after a few months of doing that, I don't remember exactly how many months it was, but I was able to pound out everything except for the swim, which when you think of Navy SEALs is kind of funny because I didn't have access to water. But I guarantee you, had I had access to water in the month of January, I certainly would have been working on that one as well. But I pounded out all the other basic requirements, and to me that was a very proud moment for me to, through everything that I was going through and through my recovery process and through everything that I had been struggling with and the alcoholism that had just come to an end, I really wanted to put an exclamation point on the mental toughness and the will that I showed to overcome being an alcoholic, and put the exclamation point on it by also becoming a machine physically, even as a 45-year-old, and I'm still very proud of that today. And so keep adding those things that are healthy, that are going to allow you to take pride in you, in your self-worth, and that people are going to notice about you when they see you, whether it be they see the difference in your physique or they see the difference in the way that you carry yourself, whatever it might be. It is absolutely well worth it to pursue something on an elite level, even if you never attain actually being a Navy SEAL, which obviously I couldn't do that at the age of 45. I was able to tell myself at the age of 45, I can hit all of the physical basic requirements to be considered to get my butt kicked in BUDS training. And it meant something to me. So set a goal for yourself, put an exclamation point as you start to knock these things out that are holding you back in trauma and stressor disorder and unresolved trauma, and make yourself better off because of it. Inside of you is a much stronger will than you probably give yourself credit for. In fact, one of the mantras of SEAL training is that you have the ability in your mind to tell your body that's telling you to give up that we're not giving up. Your mind controls your body, and it's pretty cool to see that work itself out, and how it worked itself out when I really didn't think I had anything left in the tank to be able to push myself past where I ever thought I would be able to push myself physically as a old man. So wherever you're at, whether you're 19 listening to this or whether you are 79 listening to this, do something that makes yourself proud physically and mentally. Pick a topic, pick a regimen, do something that's going to add a sense of pride when you get up in the morning and you have that dark cup of coffee and you look forward to bettering yourself for the day. Because a healthy mind and a healthy body are not going to cure PTSD, but I will tell you what I found, that having a more healthy body and a more healthy mind sets yourself up to make more progress in the process, more progress in the grind, if you're taking care of yourself both mentally and physically. Again, this is Trevor Swenson for Through the Darkness. I always want to remind you that we're simply moving through the darkness. We're not sitting in the darkness. We're not staying in the darkness. We're not setting up camp in the darkness. We are moving through the darkness to a bright light at the end of that tunnel, in the recovery and the healing in PTSD, trauma and stressor-related disorder, and your unresolved trauma. I want to leave you with a sense of encouragement, a sense of challenge, a sense of hope, and I want you to know that you are not alone. I want you to know that you are loved very dearly, even though through this process I know that you will feel at times that you are not. You are loved and you are cherished, and your purpose in this world is important. And that specific person, you never know when they're going to come across your path, the reason that you were created. So thank you for joining me. I cannot wait to talk with you next time. Thanks for taking the time to tune in. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, forward this on. I'll see you at the next episode. Thanks.